Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. So today I finally got around to cooking the geese that I butchered the other day. So we had never eaten geese before in our entire lives, but we have had duck because we raised duck. So I thought I would give you guys a brief update while it's starting to rain and let you guys know how the gooses tasted. So I didn't have room in the freezer for the geese. So I've actually been working on like slowly simmering them to create a really nice bone broth while cooking the meat. So I've been cooking them like on and off over the past like day and a half. So very long, slow cook process and stuff, so it'd be super tender and create a really nice broth. So I just got done taking care of it, just got done deboning it and all that stuff, and I used very minimal seasonings in the broth. I just used like some parsley and salt and pepper, and I think a little bit of garlic powder. I put garlic in everything. I love garlic. But anyways, so I was kind of surprised by it because everybody says that goose is like really greasy and gross. And granted, we don't have a plucker, so we just skin out the birds and stuff. So we do lose some fat. But I was really, really surprised because everybody talks about how greasy goose is and that it's not very good and all this stuff. It was actually really stinking good. The texture was different than I was anticipating. I was anticipating it to have a texture very similar to chicken, but it did not. It was more of a tougher texture. It kind of reminded me of like deer roast. If you haven't had deer roast, just think of beef, like a beef roast. It's starting to get dark too, so I gotta keep messing around with the angle. It's very similar to like a beef roast that's not very moist. Like that's why I was so surprised, because like everything you read says that goose is a very greasy meat, but it's not. Like even the broth, it's not greasy and stuff. So it did have a bit of a tougher texture to it, which really surprised me. It could be because the geese are a few months old instead of like, they're I think 5 months old, maybe 6 months old right now. I think 5. So they are a little bit older. They're past due for butchering and stuff, so that could be part of why it was a little bit tougher. But there was no gaminess to it at all, and the flavor was actually very similar to beef. Like I was like, this is totally throwing me off because like duck kind of tastes like lamb to me, like a non-greasy, non-fatty lamb and stuff. So I was anticipating, because the goose looked almost the exact same when you parted it out and skinned it out and all that stuff, the hanging weight, everything, like with it hanging there, it looked, which I didn't hang it, but you guys know what I mean. Words can be, terminology is not my strong suit. Doing things is. So with it being processed out and everything, it looked exactly like a duck. So I was like, okay, this is probably going to taste just like a duck. It didn't. So it tasted very similar, like I said, to beef. So I'm actually going to can it just in like pint jars, because it's, having a quart of shredded meat is kind of actually a lot to use at one time, unless if you're having like a massive amount of like pot pies or something. I don't know. But so I'm planning on canning it in pint jars, so then that way we can use it for multiple different recipes and stuff, like as needed. But so when I tasted it and stuff, I was like, all I could think about was I want to try to make like a beef stroganoff with the goose, because that seems like what it's absolutely perfect for, is to make like a stroganoff type of thing. So that's my meal plan for how we're gonna eat goose. But so out of the 2 geese, all the birds, it never looks like it on camera, but it's actually like dusk right now. They're all waiting for me to get done filming so I can walk them into the barn through their little chute and all this stuff. I would show you guys, but it's extremely noisy and chaotic, and it's very difficult and frustrating. And yeah, ain't nobody want to watch that. At least I don't want to film it. So maybe when Tracy's out next time helping and stuff, she's doing stuff for the business right now, so she can't be bothered. But maybe when Tracy's out next time, I'll be able to film and stuff to show you guys how it is. But yeah, so I'm really excited to try goose stroganoff. The texture of the meat is very similar to beef. So we don't buy beef. We do hunt and stuff, so that's how we get our red meat in. But I'm really excited to be able to raise the geese and stuff to have them as an additional meat source. We weren't sure if we were going to keep doing the geese or not, because they're very annoying and they're very loud and intrusive and stuff sound wise. They're really intense at times. So we weren't sure if we were going to keep doing them or if we were going to just butcher all of them, but I think that we're probably going to just do them. So with cooking the meat and all that stuff and cooking it down, the amount of weight of the meat that we got once it was fully deboned and stuff, because I just put it in a bowl and then I weighed it, it was 4 pounds 12.5 ounces. So we got almost 5 pounds of meat from 2 geese, which is pretty good. That's about how much we got of meat whenever I butchered those 2 rabbits. We probably got about 5 to 6 pounds of meat from those 2 rabbits once it was fully deboned. For those of you that also can, we got just over 4 quarts of meat from the rabbits and stuff that we did. So pretty good. The rabbits were breeding size, so they were, you know, almost full grown and stuff. When we butcher the other rabbits and stuff, they won't be as big. But I'm rambling, so I gotta get going so that way I can get this done before it's dark. It's so trippy how, like, on camera it doesn't look dark. Like, behind me it doesn't look dark, nothing looks dark and stuff, but in reality it is definitely getting dark and stuff. So if you guys are enjoying our content, please give my videos a thumbs up, share them on your social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We would greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.